Forecast. I'm Joseph, the host of the UFC Forecast, with the co-host Loaf, and we're here for the final predictions for UFC Vegas 66. Jared Cannonier, Sean Strickland. It's going down at the UFC Apex, Loaf. Let's crack a beer here. Cheers. It's going to be a wild card. We got a shoey bet on this one.
Yeah.
Damn, that's good.
Cold. Nice and cold.
Nice and cold beer. Well, make sure to smash that like button. Suplex the subscribe button. Really appreciate that support. Let's start off with the main card.
Okay, folks. Final
Sean Strickland, Jared Cannonier. And I'm riding Cannonier in this one, Loaf. I think he gets the knockout. He has the monkey hat on.
How the fuck are they?
He looks ripped as fuck.
How are they the
dude.
same weight?
That's what I was wondering. He looks tank. He looks like a tank. Third ranked versus 7th ranked. So Sean dropped down to 7th ranked. Loaf. What do you think of that? A loss to Pereira, who's the champ, and then he gets down to 7th. That's kind of disrespectful, but
Yeah. That fight, I don't know, man. I do not know. I even if I...
Coming off the knockout loss, I just see him getting maybe a knockout.
That one's just so close that for bets, I wouldn't even touch it to begin with. I mean, they're both pretty... They're tanks. So, I mean, I don't know who will win that. I mean, I'm kind of shying with Sean Strickland right now. His record speaks for itself. I mean, Cannonier's good as well. A lot of power. If Sean Strickland can avoid the power, I think he'll have a good chance.
I don't think he can.
But he may not be able to. That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't think he can.
I'm
going Cannonier for the knockout, Loaf.
I'll just go against you on this one because if Sean Strickland was my original choice and I'm not betting it, so I'm going to stick with Sean Strickland.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Next up, this is a shoey bet. Arman Tsarukyan, Damir Ismagulov.
Damir Ismagulov takes on 9th ranked Arman.
Fuck, they look different sizes too.
Yeah, Damir's a lot taller. He's going to have the reach advantage, height advantage. But
he has both, yeah.
Arman's a tank, man. He looks ripped.
Yeah.
He's in really good shape. He carries a lot of power. Has a couple knockouts.
It all comes down whether to or not that Arman can knock out Damir, and Damir in 25 fights has never been knocked out or submitted. So, I mean...
I think he's going to have a lot of control time. I think he's going to be the better grappler, the more superior grappler in this one, Arman.
Although,
so that's why I'm siding with him, and he has the power.
Damir's takedown defense is 90%.
Yeah, but
so that's something to look at, too.
Yeah, that's something else to look at.
If it goes to decision, I think it's going to be Damir all day long. If Arman can find a way to finish him, it will be Arman. Arman has a lot more power than Damir. And,
on the betting line, there's really good value on Damir Ismagulov. I agree with you.
It is for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of an underdog at 24-1.
But Arman got robbed his last fight. I feel like he's going to be really hungry for this one, though.
Yeah, he may.
Fuck, like,
he may.
He got robbed, I feel like.
Yeah.
But it was a 5-round fight again, too, so he didn't really get robbed that bad.
Yeah.
This is a 3-round fight, so he's going to have a better gas tank.
Yeah. They both will have good gas tanks.
Yeah, they will.
I mean, I got to stick with my underdog of the week, though, obviously. I'm going to stick with Damir.
And there's a little twitch with Damir's eye, isn't there?
There's a what?
He has a little twitch in his eye or something like that.
I've honestly never heard about that, but maybe he does.
I heard something about he has a twitch in his eye, so if you see that, that's just normal. He's been dealing with that for a while, but we'll see. We'll see if that's true.
This one's no question.
Yeah, this is the biggest favorite. Amir Albazi versus Alessandro Costa.
I mean, I'd say you got to go Amir Albazi by finish. I mean, especially against a guy who's his UFC debut.
Yeah.
Against Amir Albazi, who's
ranked.
Exactly.
Literally ranked,
yeah.
So
it's a crazy...
It's a tough first fight for a debut, and usually that's a fade spot for us.
Yeah, but definitely not this time. I'm going to go Amir Albazi to finish. It's not a lot of value. It's only $1.66, but I can't see him going to decision with
There's
this guy.
a little value in the submission I seen.
Submission's a good one because
his last 3 wins were all submissions.
What's the submission pay? You know, probably over $2.
Two something. It's over $2.50, I believe.
That's good value.
There's good value in the submission for Albazi.
If you want to be safe, just take the finish. But submission's.
I actually have that on my parlay later in the video here.
Submission,
yeah, for Albazi. Next up, my lock of the week:
Julian
Erosa and Alex Caceres. Caceres has the hair, man. I like his afro, but I don't think he's going to get it done against Julian Erosa. This is an easier fight for him here, and Hakeem Dawodu, that was a tough fight. He got it done by a decision. I expect him to possibly get that finish at $4 or even get the win at $157 money line.
Yeah, I agree. I'd say Julian Erosa will take this. I mean, Alex Caceres is one of those fighters. He pulls out weird wins. He beats some people you don't think he'll beat, but I can't see it this time against a guy who has finished over 20 fights.
Yeah.
Erosa is really good on the ground, really dangerous. I'm going to go with Julian Erosa to finish this one. I had him as an underdog last time, and he got it for me. I'm going to go with him again.
And he's coming in here looking in great shape, so that's why I kind of sense the finish this time out.
Yeah.
This is an easier opponent for him. Hakeem's a lot tougher than Alex Caceres. Like you said, he's just squeezing out these random wins. Like,
yeah, what is his record, like 19-13 or
yeah, something like that.
It's just not great. But
Erosa's going to be too well-rounded for him, man.
Oh, yeah, way too much experience against fighting high-caliber people.
Exactly. Next up, Drew Dober, Bobby Green.
This is going to be a fight, man.
Bobby Green, he's on our underdog parlay.
Squares off against
He's talking to Dober. Dober's just kind of laughing. Dober has a chin, though, man. I might sprinkle a little bit on Dober KO. I can see that, but...
See, I feel like this is the fight because Bobby Green, whenever he usually wins, he's a favorite. If he's an underdog, he usually loses.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be the one where he pulls it out, man. I think he will beat
Coming
Dober.
off the USADA suspension, might get this one done here.
He's a tough guy, man. He does not get chin checked too often. Dober, I mean...
Yeah, he's going to be smart in this fight.
Dober has been chin checked. Terrence McKenna knocked him down twice. He managed to stay through it. But, I mean, I don't think he'll be able to put out Bobby Green. I think this is going to be a decision where I think it's going to surprise a lot of people. I got to go with Bobby Green, man.
As long as he avoids that power and doesn't get chin checked by Dober, just avoids that power, plays it smart, technical, stays at distance.
Dober's best option is to play the wrestling because Bobby Green doesn't know not really any experience on the ground too much.
Well, he claims that he's a good wrestler, he can go there, but he says it's just a boring fight, right? He doesn't want to do that, so maybe he'll surprise us, but I definitely think he will coming off the USADA suspension. I'm a big fan of him. He always brings an entertaining fight.
Yeah.
3-round fight.
He's a monster.
He is a monster. I hope he gets it done here against Drew Dober.
Yeah.
He just needs to stay smart. Could be fight of the night, though. He's going to come out swinging if he
I'd
does
say that will be fight of the night, probably.
Yeah, but if he comes in swinging, he could get knocked out by Drew Dober, so that's why I wouldn't mind a little sprinkle on Dober for a knockout.
It's possible.
If he's going to play that risky with it. But next up, we got a big underdog, Cody Brundage, going against Michal Oleksiejczuk.
Oleksiejczuk.
Brundage is a good underdog, man.
He is a good underdog. He's a lot thicker than Oleksiejczuk, and his size matches up perfect with him. I think he could possibly get this done.
That's just another fight, man. If Brundage gets it to the ground, he's going to control it all day long. If it's on the feet with Miguel's going to piece him apart.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll probably stick with my gut and go Miguel. I think he'll be able to fend off those takedowns and probably get a good couple strikes in there and be able to drop Cody Brundage. Cody Brundage, I mean, yeah, I haven't seen him enough. Miguel has fought. Miguel went to a split decision with, maybe it was unanimous with Dustin Jacoby. And Jacoby's really good.
Yeah.
So I got to go with Miguel to get this one done.
Cody's coming off 2 finishes. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if he gets it done, but like you said, I'm going to stick with my gut. I think Miguel gets it done here.
Yeah.
Polish power. Likely has a little bit more power, so if it stays on the feet, likely can see him.
He has a lot of power for his size.
And he has a couple knockouts too, so like if it does stay on the feet, like you said, I think he can get it done there.
Yeah, he should.
But Brundage has a couple submissions. He needs to try to avoid that at all costs.
Yeah.
And, keep it on the feet and try to look for that knockout. Next up, this is the first women's fight, Cory McKenna, Cheyenne Vlismas.
I was on both sides with this one. I'm going Cheyenne Vlismas. I think it's Vlismas or whatever.
Vlismas?
It used to be Cheyenne Buys.
Yeah, it used to be.
But I'm going to go Cheyenne, man. I think she's better on the feet. Her striking's good. Yeah. Cory McKenna, if she's able to get those takedowns, Cory McKenna definitely will win by all the control time.
I think she does.
She definitely could, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean... Yeah, man, Cory McKenna's had a lot of success in the UFC. She's only got one loss in the UFC. I got to give her the second loss here. I think Cheyenne's going to take this one. But I could be wrong, but I'm going to go with Cheyenne.
Yeah, I don't think Cheyenne's going to get it done. I'm going to go against you on this one. I'm going to stick with McKenna. I think she gets the wrestling. She's a better grappler. She's younger, better gas tank.
It's a woman's fight. Anything can happen.
It's a women's fight. Anything can happen. She's the underdog, so I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on her. It definitely goes to a decision, though. The two tough girls.
Yeah, decision.
Should be a good fight, though. Definitely avoid it on the bets at all costs.
Next up, we got Matthew Semelsberger and Jake Matthews. And I mean, I got to stick with Jake Matthews, man. Jake Matthews is a tank, knocked out Andre Fiallo, really good on the feet, and he's also good on the ground.
Yeah.
So, Semelsberger is just as good on the feet, has a lot of power. But I think Jake Matthews is more technical, more well-rounded, fought the tougher opponents. So I'm going to go Jake Matthews to get this done. Probably most likely by decision. Could be a KO, but Matthew Semelsberger is no joke. Really tough.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Matthews' last loss was to Sean Brady by submission.
Yeah.
And that was out of the last 4 or 5 fights, so I cannot see him losing here to Matthew Semelsberger. He had a close fight with AJ Fletcher there. I think he could have lost that one. He got that one done by a decision.
Yeah.
But Jake Matthews, too much experience. He's going to be too technical, well-read, and he's definitely going to get this one done. Yeah, this is going to be a close one now. Kakhramonov versus Nurmagomedov.
These boys are going at it in the face-off.
Dude, I can see said Nurmagomedov getting the finish here, but my gut's telling me Kakhramonov still. The wrestling, the grappler, he's going to get the control time, takedowns, and get this one done. I think said Nurmagomedov's a little bit too confident in this one.
See, said Nurmagomedov usually I would take him without a doubt, but just
usually for the finish,
just the fact that he lost to Raoni Barcelos.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of sketchy. I mean, I don't know. I think Saidyokub, I think, is more well-rounded.
He is very well-rounded.
I think Saeed Nurmagomedov he's good on the feet and stuff, but I think Saidyokub is just as good everywhere. And I think he'll get it done, man. I think, he's waiting for it, and this is his chance to get up in the rankings pretty good. So I'm going to go with Saidyokub Kakhramonov to get this one done.
Yeah, we're both on Kakhramonov, but...
Probably a decision. These boys will both stick it out to decision.
Yeah, I think it'll go to a decision as well.
Up next from the lightweight
Look at the size of Maheshate.
Next up, we got Maheshate coming a little bit overweight, 185.5 against Rafa Garcia. And... honestly, man, I think I'm going to go Maheshate for the knockout. I didn't put Garcia in any parlays or anything yet. I've been kind of avoiding that. I just feel like the Chinese prospect's going to get it done here, man. A little bit overweight, has lots of power. Coming off a knockout against another Garcia, Steve Garcia in the first round there. Showed his power. We got to hope Rafa Garcia can avoid that power and get it to the ground, find that submission, but I can't bank on that, man. I think this Chinese kid's going to have the gas tank and the power to get it done, so I'm going to have to change my pick on this one, Wolf.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, he's 9-1.
And I'm going to go with what you just said. I'm going to go with Garcia by submission.
Yeah.
I think he'll lock it up, man. Yes, Tate's really strong, really good, but prior to his Steve Garcia was a good fight, and then I believe he fought.
And Garcia was never finished, too, so that's kind of worrying me, but Maheshate coming in overweight, man. He looks a lot taller,
but
a lot bigger.
His last 2 fights were against good opponents. If you look at his other 7 fights, they're against people who, I mean, it's a padded record. It's a 1 win, 7 loss, 0 wins, 4 losses. Garcia has been fighting some pretty tough people. I got to give it to Garcia. I think he'll find his way to the ground and lock up that submission. He's got 8 submissions, so I mean, I think he'll find it.
Yeah, fuck, you might be right, man.
It's a close one. That's
It
probably
is a close
one of
one,
the
man.
closest on the card, I'd say.
Yeah, it is a very close fight. Definitely not going to be betting it, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to go against you and take Maheshate here.
Yeah, give her.
I might even sprinkle a little bit for the knockout. It's probably a good value. I think it's around $350, something like that. So
Yeah.
that's possible. I think $7 for Garcia's submission, so that's possible. A little sprinkle on either
That's
or.
crazy. He's $7, man.
Yeah, just put $1 on either or, just something to play with for later in the card. That's an idea.
Jeez, my phone's dinging off here.
Someone's phone's going off.
This one, we got Brian Battle versus Renat Fakhretdinov. And I got to go with my lock, obviously. I'm going with Fakhretdinov. I cannot believe that he
Brian
started
Battle's
off.
short notice.
I can't believe he started off at $1.95, man.
Yeah, I know we did, and then it went right off Betway.
Yeah.
I mean, now he's 166.
Yeah, Brian Battle is really good, but I mean, this guy has double the fights. He's only lost once in his career at 20 fights. He fights really high caliber Russians. If you look at if you look at all of his fights, man, I mean, all of the guys he fights are doing really well.
And he's finishing them.
And he's
Usually.
finishing them.
Other than Michal there. So
I mean, UFC, I mean, it could go to decision, but I'm going to give it to Renat for the finish here. I really like the value in that one, so I'm going to go Renat to finish the fight.
yeah, I'm just gonna watch this one, see how he does. I'm just gonna keep it on the money line here. I'm not sprinkling anything on the finish. His last fight, Michal, it was a decision, so I think he could dominantly win a decision here. But I could definitely see that finish, like you said. But we'll watch him here, see how he does.
I think his last fight was his first fight in the UFC.
Yeah,
right?
it was. Yeah.
See, I feel like he got his footing.
He's just getting his footing in the ground here. You could be right, but 166 money line. That's definitely the play for Meatloaf.
Yep.
And next up, we got my dog of the week, David Dvorak, against Manel Cape. Cape's right in his face, fists are right up. Dvorak's really calm though, man. I think Dvorak's gonna get this done.
I got Dvorak too, man. I mean, his record speaks for itself.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got 16 finishes out of 20 wins, and he's only got 4 losses. I don't know how this guy is an underdog, such a big underdog.
Coming off a close fight with Mateus Nicolau, which is looking good right now.
Manel Cape has definitely had his moments, crazy knockouts against Oda Osborne and people like that. But I mean, against this guy, I cannot see him getting that KO. Maybe he does.
Yeah,
but
David's going to be too smart, man. He's not going to go in and play with the fire with Manel Cape, and Cape's going to be pretty confident and cocky. So if Dvorak's smart, he can get this one done, man.
And I mean, for Dvorak, obviously just take money line.
Yeah.
Don't go. He's an underdog as is, so
$3
gain you some money for sure. So just go him for money line.
Yeah, David Dvorak, dog of the week for the UFC forecast.
We begin in the bantamweight.
Next up, we got Sergey Morozov versus Journey Newson.
First fight of the night.
First fight. And I mean, Journey Newson, man,
His last fight was very impressive. He looked really good, but
his last fight was good, but against
Morozov's a tough fight, man.
Yeah, again, I got Sergey 100%.
His last 3 losses, all tough opponents.
Yeah.
I don't think Journey Newson's in that class of guys. So,
and I forget which fight, but there was one fight I looked at that really put me on the side of Sergey. Journey Newson had a bad fight, one fight. I forget what it was, but I got to go with Sergey for sure. I think Sergey will definitely get that lock.
Tons of experience.
This one, just a money line too. First fight of the night, you never know what's going to happen. So I'm going to go Sergey Morozov money line.
I hope he doesn't chew with his food, though. He can get the knockout. He's good on the feet. He's a superior grappler.
Yeah.
He just needs to find his spot in this fight. He needs to go with it and get it done, because on the feet, Journey Newson's no joke, though, and he can't be playing with his food in this one, honestly, the way Journey looked in his last fight, Loaf.
Sergey looks like he's definitely got the size and the reach advantage.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I got to go with Sergey.
So let's kick it off with our parlays. Last week, we hit on our under-over parlay, Loaf, so let's tell them what our under-over parlay is this week. 3.8 units for 1 unit. We got Tsarukyan and Ismagulov over 1.5. Dober and Green over 1.5. Caceres and Erosa over 1.5. Matthews, Semelsberger over 1.5. Nurmagomedov and Kakhramonov over 1.5. All 5 of these fights are going over 1.5, and we're getting 3.8 units in return for a unit, Loaf.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We're going back-to-back on the over-under parlay.
And the money line parlay, this is a pretty safe one. I've liked this one from the get-go.
I have money on this one already.
Renat Fakhretdinov, Jake Matthews, Julian, Erosa, and Amir Albazi. That 1 unit pays out 4.3 units, and I think that's about as safe as you can get, honestly.
That's as safe as you can get her. Yeah. I got money on that already. And if you're on the Patreon page, you would have seen my bet out there already. So $5 a month, Platinum Premium membership. Underdog parlay. Obviously, we're going with my underdog of the week, Dvorak on the money line. And we're going to tag on Bobby Green to get it done here on the money line.
I mean, if you're a fan of Damir, tag on Damir too. Because I probably will.
You probably will.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can mix it up. And if you just want to take one of them, whoever you're more confident in, do that too. But 1 unit on the 2 of them is 6.6 units. If you're on the Patreon page, you would have seen my bet on those too. I also have a little bet for both of them to go to the decision. So you would have had that early. And here's my parlay. We're going to kick it off with Renat Fakhretdinov on the money line. My lock of the week, Julian Erosa on the money line. And then we got Amir Albazi submission. And then we got Jared Cannonier KO. It's 325. So 1 unit's paying me out 20 units. So for a Christmas break, happy holidays. I hope that hits for everybody. I know it'll help pay for the presents, everything like that. Loaf, your parlay?
My parlay
11.5 units. So
is going to be Renat Fakhretdinov money line. Jake Matthews, money line. I'm going to go Amir Albazi just to finish in case, but he should get that sub. And then I'm going to go Damir Ismagulov, my underdog of the week by decision.
11.5 units, so we're going to help you pay for some presents at Christmas this year. Sprinkle a little bit of chalk on those parlays. And that's it for the parlays. If you want more, you're going to have to join the Patreon page. We have all of our bets out there. It's only $5 a month. We really appreciate that support. Make sure to smash that like button. Suplex the subscribe button. Have a great Christmas. Happy holidays, and we'll see you next year.